The next day was the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So there was the press conference that day too. We'll combine the two.
Yeah,
we'll
hold on.
combine
Yeah,
the two.
we'll combine
We'll combine them.
That's our trip kind of in. I spat loads then. In LA, sorted. Now we're on to like the fight. We're going to talk about the fight now. Well, like everything surrounding the fight.
Did we do anything after the weigh-in?
Yeah.
No, we just went out for
food. And then...
Nothing.
Oh, then we did shopping.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll put the weigh-in and the press conference together here.
Mm-hmm.
So, the press conference for me, it's always going to be biased.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and be completely neutral.
Yep.
I don't think anyone won it.
No.
Their team all came away and were like, you could see JJ was shaking. You could see how calm Logan was. I was just there like, they've both gone in and done what they thought they were going to do. Logan's gone in and been loud, a bit obnoxious. JJ's gone in and been... The only thing JJ... He did snap once at the, when he pushed him, but I don't think it's a snap.
Yeah, it wasn't a snap.
Logan... Because their team is all like, look, you can see he beat him because he pushed him.
Yeah.
But in the first press conference, the first two press conference, Logan pushes JJ.
Yeah, and tried to take
and they saw that as a win.
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense.
My opinion on the push is that he was. I think JJ was just trying to show him his strength, really, and just be like, just cause some drama. You know, not really like. I don't think he was getting under his skin per se.
Yeah.
Like, my opinion on that press conference is that, well, first of all, both sides just have a different culture of doing things. Like the American side think what they're doing is jokes and they're winning, and then we just think that's cringe. You know, we're going to be low key and we're going to win it, or you know, our side, in terms of like UK versus US, like the mentality. But I do believe that press conference was the most cringe for me, in the sense that obviously JJ and Logan were saying all this stuff in the first two press conferences, but those first two in UK and US were supposed to be like entertaining, like YouTube type.
Yeah, that was the YouTube press conference,
and this was the boxing one.
Yeah.
So I felt like they should have, like the actual, like not necessarily Eddie Hearn, but the whole like him included with the Sky Guys and the crowd. I feel like they should have controlled that event the most. When Logan's doing all this like math stuff and JJ's saying what he's saying, they should have just been like, all right guys, let's just chill, bring it back to boxing and ask them questions. I think you have to control, you have to control the interviews, right?
To be fair, Logan did literally say, has anyone got any questions?
That's what I mean,
boxing
though.
questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
no one said anything.
Yeah, so I feel like it's on the event people for that press conference to push that the way they want it to be. If they want it, but maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted just JJ and Logan to embarrass themselves and just get, you know.
Because that's the thing, the whole mass thing, it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, Logan didn't answer what JJ asked him a boxing question about Muhammad Ali, I think it was. And then Logan asked him a math question. Admittedly, the maths one is way more irrelevant.
Yeah.
But neither of them answered.
No.
Like, it's not a win either way.
Yeah, I can see how they would find the maths question thing funny, like JJ not being able to answer maths questions. And it is pretty funny. I think if it wasn't in that context, you know? Like if Logan started with it, or if it was something, I don't know, it was just weird how it just felt cringe on both sides.
Yeah, I can
because
see
also
that.
JJ's asking Logan about boxing questions, and really like that doesn't really matter about the fight. Like whether Logan knows like, everything about boxing or not, he could still train.
The boxing knowledge in a fight is different to boxing knowledge of past.
Yeah.
Like yes, you should have watched boxing fights to learn, but it doesn't mean you need to know every single. You don't need to know like this person won this many fights. It doesn't actually mean like
and to be fair to JJ, I think him asking those questions it wasn't necessarily to say I know more about boxing than you. I think it was just to make Logan nervous about the fact that, you know, JJ has been studying the game and Logan hasn't. So JJ had his reasons for it, but I don't think it was that effective. And what I was scared at Logan answering it. I was scared of JJ being like,
and then, that was a bold shout from JJ.
Yeah, and then throwing it back to JJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Logan could have been like, this is who Ali's fought. And then Logan's going to say, how about you? How about Anthony Joshua? Blah, blah, blah. And JJ being like, ooh.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad he went with the math option rather than answering JJ correctly.
I think the only thing Logan, I just spat everywhere as well. The only thing Logan, the one thing he did win with, not win, but the one point he made was where JJ said like, I don't bleed. And then JJ goes like, I put blood, sweat and tears. And he's like, I thought you don't bleed.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? And I saw JJ's head, the way he works, because he even laughed after it. He went, yeah. Like in the inside.
Internally. Internally.
And then Logan goes, what?
What? This guy's an idiot.
That's JJ's normal way of like, well, if I just say something so dumb, it works. Because then the question moves on and JJ just goes, like, starts laughing to himself.
But that's the type of question where JJ shouldn't answer it, you know? Because like, JJ's saying that in one instance, he's like, I don't bleed, right? And then he's saying, I put blood, sweat, and tears in this. They're both just sayings. Like, obviously, we know they physically bleed.
Yeah,
so when Logan's like, what, you don't bleed? JJ should be like, what are you talking about? He goes, nah.
And like, I put blood, sweat, and tears into it. That doesn't mean JJ's literally gone into a boxing ring, cut his arm, and gone, this is for boxing.
And then also, if he did cut his arm, blood will come out.
Yeah,
like,
he does bleed.
So he should have just been like, shut up. He's like, nah, internally. Logan's like,
see, that day was the most I've ever been hounded for an interview as well.
Yes, yeah.
I only did one as well.
Yeah.
I did one interview, and Sky Sports came up to me and were like, "Oh, can you do this interview?" Blah blah blah. And I was like,
"No, that's the second day."
No, they came up to me the first day too.
Okay.
And they said, "Can you do this interview?" And then I did another interview.
Okay.
Which the guy was like, "Oh, it'll be very quick."
Yeah.
It wasn't very quick.
Okay.
It was very long. And I missed the start of the press conference for it.
That sucks.
And Toby was doing it with me. And as soon as he saw JJ walked like 5 yards away. Toby was like, "Oh, they're out." Walked off.
No, because I wasn't with you guys in the press conference. I was on the balcony and you guys were in the media bit.
Yeah.
So you guys would have been hounded. Yeah.
So then Toby goes off and I'm like, "No, Toby, please." And the guy's like, "Oh, can I just ask you one more question?"
Yeah.
He asked me 5 more questions. I was like, "Come on, bro." And then Sky Sports have asked me to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm there like, "Oh, it's not quick, is it?" And they were like, No, very quick. They told Josh and Vic it was quick. It's a 15-minute interview.
That's crazy.
Go
get that CPM.
I'm like, I ain't doing this.
Nah.
So then so I left that. We all carried on doing a calorie challenge.
That's the part, right, where Bass just left me, right? So me and Bass are up in the balcony.
Okay, you go, slew him.
I'm going to slew him.
Call him out.
We're on the balcony, right? And you guys are down at the bottom. And you guys leave. And Bass knows that I'm coming with you guys. I was like, I'm going to come with you. Because there's like...
Oh, we didn't know that. I didn't know that.
No. So I was supposed to be filming... Me and Bass were supposed to be taking photos and filming for JJ. But then they were like, we don't really need you guys because we've got Matchroom. There's so many cameras that... And they are... JJ's going to use this footage. So we don't need you. So we were like, okay, we'll come to the press conference, support JJ. Then after that, we'll just go and show you guys. So Bass is there. And he goes... And he still says to me, like, this didn't happen. He's like, yo, are you coming... Are you coming with us? And I was like, yeah, just give me a sec. So I was like putting my cameras in my bag. I was saying back to JJ, like, I don't want to just leave. Like, I don't want it to seem like I've just been there just to get the seat for the press conference. You know? I was there to shoot for JJ, making sure he's cool. You know, I've not seen him for a month. Remember, this is the first time I've seen him in the whole month since he was in Vegas. So I was like, oh yeah, just give me a second. Next minute, I look for Vass. He's just gone. And then I call you guys. Well, I call him. He's like, he's trying to like go on his WhatsApp and he's trying to send me his location. His signal's awful. My signal's awful. So I just don't know where you guys are going. And I want to ask you, did you guys know you were going to Johnny Rockets?
No.
Okay, at least that's good because I was saying he could have just told me this is where we're going, and I could have cabbed there.
Back first, and then we were like, oh, screw it, let's just go get some calories.
And did you walk there?
Yes.
To the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next day is the weigh-in.
Yep.
And this annoyed me, right? So the BBC asked me for an interview too.
Yeah.
And they asked me at the start, and I was kind of like, no, sorry. Like, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
They're like, can we grab you? Then the big Donny comes up. Big, bald, white Donny.
Yeah.
He comes up. And he's like high up in it. So he says like, oh, can we grab you for 2 minutes after? And I'm kind of like, you know what, fine. Sure.
It depends the way they ask you as well and like how intimidating they are.
I was just like, you know what? They've got like a higher up to come and ask me. I'm like, okay, you know what? Sure.
Yeah,
so I do it.
Yeah.
And he's there like, and he was asking me, and every time I answer a question, it was like more of a radio interview, I think, but they filmed it as well. Because the way they filmed it is really awkward because it's like they're filming from behind us and we're all like leaning into the mic.
Yeah.
So it's not a good camera angle kind of thing. And then every time I answer a question, he looks at me, gives me a little nod and puts his thumb up. Like, oh, you've given me a good answer there.
Yeah.
Then I see him the next day interviewing Logan after the fight. And he's there basically like sucking Logan off, going like, oh yeah, I kind of thought you should have won. I wanted you to win, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this Donny has come up and I've given him my time. And he's there telling me I've done good. JJ's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And he's telling Logan that he should have won and wants to win.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Bald man.
I think that's the tough thing about doing interviews because I remember when we were at the UK press conference that we were stood next to the media as well, and that's where they kept asking you for interviews. They were asking me for a couple of interviews, and I was like, I don't want to do it because I know for a fact they're going to spin my words or anything like that. That's what I'm mainly worried about. And then when then we're in America and we're just about to go to the UK the final boxing press conference, and it was a Sky there, but it was a different guy there, and I knew this guy. I've seen him. He's the guy that does all the Saturday football stuff. You know, like Manny's been on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that. So I was like, oh, I know this guy. At least I know who he is. And they were like, oh, do you want to do a 90-second one for the TV? And I was like, oh, 90 seconds. Yeah, let's go. So I did the 90 seconds one. Then they were like, oh, can we do another 5-minute one for YouTube? Pretty much just saying the same thing, but longer. Yeah, I was like, okay, then yeah. So I did both. Didn't post either of them. one of them might have been on the Sky TV. They were saying one of them's going to be put on live on the night, but the other one didn't even get posted. Damn, it's hard out in these streets for your boy Randall.
Did you go to the JD party?
Yeah.
That was the night after the weigh-in?
Yes.
So, firstly, weigh-in.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened.
I mean, nothing really happened in the weigh-in.
Nothing happened.
Literally, they did...
No, something did happen.
What?
After the fact. That was when...
Okay, that happened. But with JJ and Logan, nothing really happened.
No.
They kind of just... Like, Gibbs squared up to Jake from about 10 yards away, and Jake was there like, oh, he's not allowed near me. Logan and JJ did the standard, a couple of insults, I'm going to knock him out, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. There was nothing really... Like, nothing really happened.
No.
Then afterwards, Shannon Briggs, Mr. Drug himself, that was the only... Actually, I'll take it back. Press conference... There was an L, and it was him. Yeah. Shannon Briggs was the only person that took an L because of like someone said drugs to him, and he just like got up and started fighting.
Yeah,
but yeah, weigh-in, he went up and threw his cap at Vidal in his face. He threw his hat.
Well, that was after he'd pushed Vidal's manager.
Was it?
Amir, yeah. So,
because I saw he went up, he threw a hat in Vidal's face, like in properly at his face.
Yeah.
Then he walked around and punched Vidal's cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, but
and at that point, it's just like you've lost it. Like you've actually.
This guy's ridiculous. Yeah. So no, before that, so they leave. Everyone leaves. I'm out walking along for some reason, and then next minute I see a scuffle. So I'm like, oh, what's this? So I go over there, have a look, and it's just apparently what happened is Badu Jack's manager, who's also the guy who manages Vidal, was speaking to Shannon Briggs, just saying like, "Oh, chill, champ, chill." And then Shannon Briggs is like, "I don't know you. In fact, like he does know him. There's like bare pictures of him with his kids. They met each other a month before at the US press conference with JJ and Logan. Like there's a video of them like shaking hands and stuff. So apparently, Shannon's like, "I don't know you. And then they're just like trash talking. And then he like pushes Amir, but like on his throat. So like pushed him on his throat, and then Badu gets involved, and they kind of squash the beef. So it's like, okay, squash now. Everyone's cool. Everyone walks off. And I guess like Shannon Briggs he's got like adrenaline running or something, whatever. So he walks past Vidal, and then he throws his cap, hits Vidal. Vidal reacts, and then obviously Vidal's boys are there, like his cousins. They come, start like getting involved.
But they didn't actually do anything.
No, they didn't. No. They just like they were like, why are you throwing the cap? I guess like not they didn't ask that, but
excuse me.
Yeah. Excuse me. Why did you throw that cap? And then then Shannon Briggs tries to punch him.
Yeah,
crazy.
He's lost it. Because that's when I'm doing the BBC interview. And as I'm halfway through it, I'm like, sorry.
Everyone runs off.
I'm like, one sec. Is that Vidal being escorted out? I literally said that, and they all turn around and go, that is. And then I see one guy just go like, go over there, quick. And he sends one of his like minions over, to go capture it.
And that's when like 5 security guards were trying to like hold Vidal, and none of them they were struggling. Yeah. Like, he was like moving.
The fifth one.
There's like 2 on him, then there was 3, then there was 4, and then one guy came in, and then that's when there was a bit too many.
And they lift up the other guy. Have you seen that video? No. There's 5 of them.
What security?
There's 5 security guards on Vidal. Before the 5th one gets in, Vidal's struggling.
Yeah.
One of the other guys in physio runs in. The security guard just picks him up, lifts him up, carries him out. And as soon as he lifts him up as well, he just kind of goes like, he drops his arms.
What, JJ's physio?
Yeah. It's so funny.
Harvey, right? He's so funny because he was on the balcony with me in the press conference. And you know when JJ pushed Logan, he like sprinted down to try and get involved. But I'm like, he's on the balcony. It's a long way. Far, I'm like, you're not going to get anywhere. But at least like, he's like, well, I need to be there. Just sprint down.
It shows the right attitude.
Yeah.
You back your boy.
Team KSI. Yeah.
So, I mean, that was the whole weigh-in, I think.
Press conference weigh-in, yeah.
That is it, right?
Yeah. It wasn't that eventful, really, looking back.
Nah. So then the JD party that night, to tie it in with that, they were still doing interviews there.
Yeah.
I turn up, and the guys that I did the interview with on the first day there, and they're kind of like, oh, thank you so much for doing that interview, by the way. And I was like, yeah, it was the only one I did that day. And they were like, are you serious?
Oh, Boxing Social.
Yeah, I think it was there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know them.
So I did that, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's all right. Like, he had interviewed me in Dubai for Vidal's fight.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know you're knowledgeable about YouTube and stuff. You're not just going to go, oh, what do you think of the boxing fight? Oh, who's going to win? Yeah. That's it. He actually asked me about particular stuff about me. And then Sky came over to me and were like, oh, why are you doing one with them? Why aren't you doing one with us? You know how much we can help you. And at this point, I'm kind of there like, well, you're drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk.
And I'm like, I don't, as bad as this sounds, it probably could help me. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm happy with YouTube. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I don't care about going into mainstream or doing like Sky Sports.
Exactly,
He was like, look at Ethan. He's done this. And I was like, yes, but firstly, Ethan loves, like, I love boxing, but Ethan's like an avid boxing fan now.
Yeah.
So he was like, to do that is like cool for him.
Yeah.
He got paid like an amount, not an insane amount.
Yeah.
The guy was like, oh, look, he got this money, blah, blah. I was like, Ethan did it because he wants to, not because of the money.
And also, it's different than, he wanted to do it, and he did a good job at it. Like, you probably say you're not like a person who cares about presenting, you know?
No.
Whereas Ethan was presenting rather than being asked questions. So when they're asking you questions, they're going to dictate what's going on. Whereas when he's like a pundit on, being a presenter, he's like kind of dictating what's going on as well. You know, it's not just like question and answers.
That's the thing. Every interview I ever do, I always look back and I'm like, wow, I'm really bad. The first interview I did, I blinked 9,000 times. The second one I did, I think I said realistically a lot. Something like that.
Yeah, I was speaking faster than I do on the podcast in that.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was also saying...
That's why they didn't post it. They don't understand.
No, that's true. That is part of it. I do believe that, but I was trying really hard to speak slowly as well. That's the trouble. But in the one that I did with Hollywood Live, which we'll talk about later as well, I kept just saying, I was like, yeah, And then in the comments, they were like, Randolph says, like, leave a like how many times, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so then he's saying like, I said, Ethan is doing well because he is good at it.
Yeah.
I was like, interview stuff like that, that's not me.
Yeah.
Ethan, you interview him about something he likes, he'll be very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he did the interview about boxing, he was very good at it. So that's why he's now gone further with that. I have no aspiration or want or anything to do stuff like that.
Nah.
I will do it if it's there, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go really out of my way. And if the time is like, for example, if JJ's about to go on stage and I'm there, I can either watch him or do an interview, I'm going to watch him.
Yeah.
That's what it all came down to. And yeah, it took an hour to get that across to him.
Well, even Ethan, Ethan wasn't supposed to do the whole thing. He was just there. He was in LA because he was doing something for Gymshark, and he was there at the public workout. So they were like, oh, can we get a quick word? And because he was so good then, that's when they asked him to come back. So that's like a nice, natural way of it happening. But also, I'd say as well, I think you're the same. So I did an interview, the interview I'm talking about where I was speaking really fast, that was with Hollywood Live. And obviously they speak about the podcast all the time. So I was like, yeah, I'll do an interview with you. I want to. Whereas like Sky, I'm a bit more nervous that they're going to...
Yeah, it's going to be generic stuff. It's probably going to be... It's going to be other stuff that you don't really want to...
Whereas like Boxing Social or like a YouTube channel, something that's cool. They're not like a big, corporation, blah, blah, blah. It's a nice like independent channel or whatever. Then you have Hollywood Live, which they are just a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And then you have IFL, which IFL is like a big boxing... That's the one who was talking to Josh and Eddie Hearn. Yeah, so they're like a big boxing YouTube channel. They just go to every event, film a bunch of stuff. And I really... Their work rate is insane because they'll film the interview and post it straight away, 5 minutes after
that's what they all do. Like, that's what we said to Bass about, because Bass was taking photos and we were like, everyone taking photos there has a laptop on their back.
Yeah.
But they take the photo, they're like, that's a banger.
Straight away.
Get it out, done.
Yeah.